the American voter hasn't felt the impact of a lot of what Trump's doing right now. We see the tariffs are on one day, then they're, pulled back. So the auto workers are okay for another month. It's very chaotic, but most Americans haven't felt it yet. You cut 80,000 jobs from the VA, people are going to feel that. They're going to see that. And then the Democrats will have something to scream about. But right now, there isn't anything they can hang their hat on that voters will respond to in a way that really has damaged or limited voters' lives. They're waiting for that, the economy, the debt ceiling, the budget, the shutdown, but they don't have it yet.
Elon Musk met recently behind closed doors with congressional Republicans on the DOGE cuts. Where are we in terms of Elon Musk, the whole DOGE movement, and Congress?
Well, Elon Musk, a private business person, very successful, has run into the bureaucratic system, the federal government. There are protections for workers, not probationary. Those people don't have the same kind of protections, and that's who the Trump administration cut first. But if you're trying to fire somebody who is a civil servant who's protected by the Pension Act, that's going to take a lot of work. And so I think they're trying to find other pockets of employees that might be more vulnerable and easier to fire, to be blunt about that. DOGE has no congressional authority. I just want to repeat that. There isn't really a department that Congress has created. And I think down the line, that's going to cause more difficulties and obstacles for the Trump administration in trying to fire many more people who do have the kinds of protections by law that the probationary workers haven't had.
We just talked about 80,000 bodies at the VA. Full disclosure, folks, I'm like everybody else. They're government employees, they're lazy no-goods, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Except the reality is a lot of them actually do things and work very hard and get it done. Cut it by 90%. Wendy, if we lay off 8,000 people at the VA, what happens?
Well, people have appointments for elective surgeries. That's going to get pushed back. People who wait times to see people, trying to get an appointment, getting a response from anybody, mental health services, all will be curtailed, and everybody will feel that because we all have veterans in our communities and people who are just are veterans themselves. We saw that in town halls in Georgia. Someone said, listen, I'm a Republican, I'm a veteran, but I don't want you to cut the veterans. So I think this is what the Democrats are waiting for. But it hasn't hit yet. That was a float trial balloon. Either somebody leaked it because they're worried about the cuts.
A trial balloon? What is this? Come on. Every day there's 4 trial balloons. Have any of the balloons not popped yet? Let's take a 1 month. Let's take one.
I can't see the Republicans in Congress staying silent over 80,000 veterans administration employees being fired. I just can't see that happening. That's extreme. But you have the FAA, you have the EPA, you have the things that we worry about: clean water, clean air, safety in the skies. These are things that people care about.
Okay, you're talking to the endowment at Brown University. I got one final question here. It's all trial balloons. It's all red meat for Mr. Trump's supporters. I get that. Is investor Schiller telling us to just ignore this noise and look over the Brown University horizon?
No, don't ignore it. Understand that if you're looking for a trigger for members of Congress, even in the Republican Party, to stand up and say, stop, don't do this, the veterans would be the first place to look. Social Security is the second place to look. They've been very strategic to, fire temporary employees in areas that they don't think will hit. They just got the court order said you have to hire agriculture workers back because we want food safety, not because we want food safety, because legally they're entitled to go back to their jobs. So this is where these stumbling blocks for Elon Musk will get larger and more firm and more difficult to get around. But if you're looking for reaction either from the Republicans or the Democrats to, get some balance of power, it has to be an issue that hits at the core of what Americans care about. And that's what we're waiting for. So don't ignore it, but watch for how far Trump will go to get sort of a big backlash response.